Listen carefully because there is something people almost never talk about. When a woman begins to grow older or loses her husband, many people immediately assume that something inside her dies as well, as if her feelings, desires, and way of loving simply disappear. But that is completely wrong because the truth is the human heart does not recognize age. The heart only understands experience, pain, in the circumstances of life. And today we are going to talk about something that is very rarely discussed, not because it is unimportant, clears throat, but because many people are not ready to hear it. Because this involves something very deep, the emotional loneliness of a woman who has experienced loss, yet still feels life moving within her. When a woman in this stage of life begins to feel attracted to someone, she usually does not show it directly. There are no dramatic actions, no obvious words. Everything happens quietly, in a very subtle way, very slowly, yet very deeply. Because this is not just an ordinary feeling. It is something that grows from a place in the heart that cannot easily be explained with words. But before we understand the signs, we must first understand one important thing. A woman like this does not only carry the present, she also carries the past, loss, memories, and questions she has never spoken out loud. From the outside, she may appear strong, but inside, she is often struggling with a loneliness that no one else can see. And society often tells her what she should feel, what she should forget, and how she should live her life. But there is one thing people often forget. The human heart cannot be controlled by society. The heart continues to live even when the world around it changes. And when that heart begins to feel something again, an inner conflict begins. Not only feelings of affection, but also fear, doubt, and questions that repeat endlessly in her mind. What will people say? Is this right? Do I even deserve to feel this again? Am I betraying the past? Will he understand me? And in the middle of all those questions, without even realizing it, Clear's throat, small signs begin to appear. Subtle, quiet, but deeply meaningful. The first sign can be seen in her eyes. The gaze of a woman like this is never ordinary. She does not look at people carelessly. There is caution within it. When she begins to develop feelings, she may look at you for a moment, give a small smile, and then hold herself back, as if there are two sides inside her. One side wants to move closer, while the other is afraid of making the wrong step. And that is where everything starts to become visible, because the eyes can never truly lie. The second sign appears in the way she responds to your words. Small things you say begin to matter deeply to her. Have you eaten? You look tired. Are you okay? To other people, those may sound ordinary, but to her, that kind of attention touches the heart. Even the tone of her voice begins to change. Softer, warmer, more personal. She starts remembering little things about you, not because she is trying to, but because she genuinely cares. And without realizing it, an emotional connection slowly begins to form. The third sign is the deepest one of all, when she begins to let you into her silence. A woman who has experienced loss does not easily open that quiet space inside herself to just anyone. It is a deeply personal place where she keeps her loneliness, her long nights, and the thoughts she never shares with others. But if one day she starts saying things like, "The house feels empty," "I often feel alone," or "I have trouble sleeping at night," then those are not just simple words. That is a door slowly beginning to open. It is a sign that she is starting to trust you, because not everyone is allowed into someone's silence. And when that happens, it is not just conversation that is created, but a very deep emotional connection. Slowly, without even realizing it, two hearts begin to connect, not through loud words, but through silence, attention, and presence. Because in the end, every human being wants the same thing: to be understood, to be accepted, and to not feel alone in this life. Yeah.